What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So I'm doing a follow-up video. I posted a video yesterday, and there was a copyright issue. So I posted a clip from 60 Minutes, and so 60 Minutes, they put out a copyright claim. So I could post the video, but generally what happens when I post videos like that, and I was talking about Social Security, and they were talking about the issues with the overpayments and then people having to pay the money back. So I wanted to do a follow-up video because when I post videos like that and there's a copyright issue, YouTube generally doesn't promote that video out to you guys. And so you might not have been able to see that video. So I'm not going to use the clip this time. I'm just going to talk a little bit about what transpired. And then I want to talk about the end of the video, because at the end of the video, there was a good story. And so we're going to talk about that in this video. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification and clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. And just a reminder, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter and Threads, you can at the TEC Show Live. You can also follow my travel adventures on Instagram at Travel Explore Click. Okay, so let's get right into it. And the video that I posted yesterday was basically they were going around and talking to different people that were faced with this problem that the Social Security Administration is creating. And basically what the Social Security Administration is doing is they are supposed to, well, I'll put it this way. What they're supposed to be doing is investigating issues, especially when it comes to disability insurance. So if you file a claim, they're supposed to follow up. And so you mail in you fax your pay stubs, and they're supposed to be following up with that to make sure that you're getting the right amount. Now, what's going on is, for whatever reason, they're not following up. The Social Security Administration is not following up, and people are getting overpaid. And sometimes those overpayments go on for years. And so then, years down the road, they find out, guess what? You owe the Social Security Administration $50,000 or $100,000 or $75,000. And most people, they can't pay that off. They can't pay it off right away. And the Social Security Administration, what they've been doing, and this one couple that I showed yesterday, they owed $52,000. The Social Security Administration says you have 30 days to pay it. And if they choose not to pay it, guess what? The Social Security Administration, they'll just stop sending out Social Security benefits. And so this is a really bad situation for a lot of people, and the Social Security Administration is the one that's causing the problem because they're not staying on track with how much money people should be receiving. And I said in that video that couple that owed $52,000, and there was another gentleman on the show, and then they had a few different people that were on the show, and they all owed money, and it was all due to the very similar circumstances. I said the same thing. When it comes down to it, the Social Security Administration, they should be just waiving all of this, because we should not be in a situation where the Social Security Administration makes the mistake and then years down the road, when they catch it, then they say, oh, guess what? You owe us all this money. Or have some type of a statute of limitations where you can only owe the money for, let's say, 18 months. And then after that, then it's all on the Social Security Administration. So the Social Security Administration has 18 months to investigate these situations. And if it goes past that, then guess what? It's on them, and it should be waived. Now, the Social Security Administration, at least the commissioner, she came out and said, the acting commissioner came out and said, look, we do a really good job when it comes down to it. It's only a small percentage of people who are in this situation. However, it's 1 million people that will be receiving a bill letting them know that they owe money to the Social Security Administration just in 2023. So this is obviously a huge problem. And I don't know what the solution is. Like I said, I gave you a few things that they should do. They should be waiving all of this and then starting from scratch. They're saying, the acting commissioner is saying they need more employees. Of course, they're going to say that. But when it comes down to it, they need to be on top of this stuff, and they're not on top of it. And now they're burdening these families. Now, I know you can say, well, if you're getting extra money, then don't you, you have an obligation to pay that back. I understand that aspect, but you have to look at it this way. If they're sending the money and you're thinking in good faith, I'm mailing in my pay stubs or faxing in my pay stubs, and they're telling me, oh, guess what? You're going to get another increase or another increase. When it comes down to it, you're not going to be saving all of that money. You need to spend that money on your, pay your mortgage or pay your rent and all of your food and all that stuff. So you're not going to be holding on to that money just thinking, okay, well, if it's a mistake, I'm going to have to send it back, so I'm just going to hold on to the money. You're not going to do that. Most people are going to spend it. And then when you tell them, guess what, you owe us $52,000 and you got 30 days to pay it, nobody's going to be able to pay that unless you're really well off. And we're talking about the majority of these people are retired. And there was even a younger gentleman, I think he was in his 30s, and when he was a young kid, he was getting benefits. I don't know if it was SSI. I don't know exactly what he was getting, but he was getting benefits, and they overpaid him, I think, by $4,000 or something. But this was when he was under 18. I think he was like 11 years old. When his mother passed away, they sent him the bill and said, look, you owe us the money. And so just situations like that, I mean, years down the road, he's like 30 now. So this is years ago. So, I mean, the Social Security Administration should be waiving this. Now, the good news and what came out of this 60 Minutes segment is that they did, they had these people on. They interviewed a few different people that owed money to the Social Security Administration, and they got declined. So they went, they tried to appeal it. They got declined on the appeal, so they had to pay that money back, or they were going to have to pay that money back. After 60 Minutes did their segment, guess what? The Social Security Administration waived them of having to pay it. So just the people that were interviewed. So they can do it. The Social Security Administration has the discretion to do it. They're choosing not to do it in all circumstances. And I just think it's a bad thing to do. I think if it's the Social Security Administration that's at fault, and in most of these cases, the Social Security Administration's at fault, then they should be waiving it. Yes, that's going to be a lot of money lost, but guess what? They need to do a better job, and Congress needs to be on them. Now, Congress held a hearing. They talked with the acting commissioner and all the stuff that they found out information, all this stuff. I don't know what Congress is really going to do, but it's Congress's job to protect us, to represent us. And in situations like this is just not something that should be happening to these families and these people. It should not be happening to them. And it especially shouldn't be happening to them if they're on a fixed income and they're retired. I mean, and I don't even care. They're saying if you're indigent, then you don't have to pay it back. But what about those people? They might not be, they might have a house. They might have a pretty decent retirement. But still, if you're asking them to pay thousands and thousands of dollars back, that's not going to be something that most people can do, especially if you're on a fixed income and you don't have the means to do it like that. So even if you're not indigent, you could still be in a situation, if someone tells you owe a few $1,000s, it's going to be hard for you to pay it back. If they're telling you owe $50,000 or $100,000, you're probably going to have to get a job. You're probably going to have to go back to work. After you've retired, you're probably going to have to go back to work just to pay that off. And so I want to know what you guys think about this. Like I said, I wanted to just do another video where I'm just talking about it because I couldn't show the video that I showed yesterday. So if you guys have any questions, let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one.